You know that feeling when you walk into a room and immediately become a target? When your success makes people uncomfortable, your intelligence threatens them, your authenticity stands out like a neon sign saying, "Attack me." When you're too good at your job so they sabotage you, too honest so they exclude you, too genuine so they call you fake? There's someone in your life right now who sees you as a threat they need to eliminate. Think about who that is. Hold that face in your mind, because what I'm about to show you will make you untouchable to them. Sun Tzu discovered something that changed warfare forever, but it works even better in the psychological battlefield you live in every day. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the one everyone fears. It's the one no one notices. In the next 20 minutes, you'll discover why being visible is being vulnerable, how predators hunt bright souls like you, and the ancient method that lets you see everything while revealing nothing. But first, let me tell you about the day Sun Tzu learned this lesson in blood. He was watching his mentor, General Wu, command respect in the emperor's court. Wu was brilliant, charismatic, spoke truth to power. Everyone hung on his words. 3 weeks later, Wu was found dead, poisoned by rivals who couldn't compete with his brilliance, so they eliminated it. That night, Sun Tzu made a vow that saved his life and created a method that could save yours. Never again will I let competence make me a target. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? That moment when your good work made someone else look bad, when your honesty exposed someone's lie, when your success made insecure people feel small, and instead of celebrating you, they started hunting you. Sarah was the best nurse in her unit. Patients requested her, doctors praised her, and that made her colleagues despise her. They started rumors about her, thinking she's better than everyone. They excluded her from group chats. They sabotaged her shifts by forgetting to tell her about patient changes. Sarah's competence had made her visible, and visibility had made her prey. This is happening to you right now, isn't it? Someone is threatened by what you represent. Maybe it's your boss who feels exposed by your work ethic. Maybe it's a friend who can't stand your growth. Maybe it's family who needs you to stay small so they feel big. After any situation where you were authentically yourself, do you feel energized or drained? If drained, you've been feeding predators instead of avoiding them. Here's what Sun Tzu realized that will change everything for you. The problem isn't that you're not good enough. The problem is that you're too good and you're advertising it to people who want to destroy it. But here's what happened next that nobody talks about. After Wu's murder, Sun Tzu didn't retreat. He didn't dim his brilliance. He learned to weaponize invisibility. 6 months later, Sun Tzu had more influence in the emperor's court than Wu ever did. But nobody knew his name. Nobody saw him coming. Nobody could target what they couldn't see. The emperor's enemies tried to eliminate threats they could identify, but Sun Tzu had become smoke. Present everywhere, graspable nowhere. Want to know the scariest part? The people who destroyed Wu had no idea Sun Tzu even existed. While they celebrated eliminating the threat, the real strategist was rebuilding the entire power structure from the shadows. This is about to become your superpower. The mirror assassination. Sun Tzu developed what he called mirror assassination, the ability to eliminate threats by reflecting them back to themselves, not through violence, but through psychological precision. Here's how it works. Remember that person who sees you as a threat? Instead of competing with them or defending yourself, you're going to become their perfect mirror. When they speak, you reflect their ideas back to them as questions. That's fascinating. How did you develop that thinking? When they attack you indirectly, you reflect it as concern for them. You seem stressed about this project.
Is there something I can help with? The psychological principle: people can't attack a mirror without destroying themselves. When you perfectly reflect someone, their aggression bounces back and hits them. They start questioning their own hostility because you're not giving them anything to fight against. Marcus was being bullied by his team leader, David, who felt threatened by Marcus's technical skills. Every meeting, David would dismiss Marcus's ideas or take credit for them. Instead of fighting back, Marcus became David's perfect mirror. When David said, "I don't think that approach will work," Marcus responded, "You have a lot of experience with this. What approach do you think would be most effective?" When David took credit for Marcus's solution, Marcus said, "David, your leadership on this really brought out the best solution." Within a month, David stopped attacking Marcus because there was nothing to attack. Marcus had become psychologically invisible, present, valuable, but untargetable. David couldn't fight someone who kept making him look good.
But here's the twist that makes this diabolical. While David felt good about himself, everyone else noticed that Marcus was the one actually solving problems. Marcus gained influence by giving David credit, because people aren't stupid. They see who's really doing the work. The mirror method doesn't make you weak. It makes you strategically invisible while your competence does the talking. The predator recognition system. Sun Tzu realized that sensitive, intelligent people get targeted because they don't recognize predators until it's too late. So he created a detection system that identifies threats before they streak. The 3-signal warning system. Signal 1, the competence test. When you do something well, watch their reaction. Do they celebrate your success or find subtle ways to diminish it? Predators can't help themselves. Your competence triggers their insecurity immediately. Signal 2, the attention monitor. When other people praise you, do they join in or redirect attention to themselves? That's great, but let me tell you about my project. Predators hate when you receive attention they think belongs to them. Signal 3, the support withdrawal. When you need help, do they help or find excuses? Predators want you to succeed enough to benefit them, but not enough to surpass them. Lisa discovered this system when she got promoted. 3 colleagues immediately revealed themselves. James, predator, "Congratulations, but I think they promoted you too fast. This role might be over your head." Competence test failed. Rachel, predator, when others congratulated Lisa at the office party, Rachel said, "It's funny how promotions work around here. Sometimes it's not about what you know." Attention monitor failed. Tom, safe. "This is amazing, Lisa. You've worked so hard for this. What can I do to support you in the transition?" All signals passed. Within 2 weeks, James and Rachel were spreading rumors about Lisa being unqualified and getting special treatment. Tom became one of Lisa's strongest allies. The system works because predators can't hide their nature when your success triggers them. They reveal themselves immediately if you know what to look for. The information vacuum. Here's Sun Tzu's most devastating technique: creating an information vacuum around yourself while becoming an information black hole for others. Information vacuum means you share nothing of strategic value about your plans, struggles, or vulnerabilities. You become opaque, unpredictable, unreadable. Information black hole means you draw everyone else's secrets, plans, and weaknesses into yourself through strategic questioning and perfect listening. The combination makes you psychologically untouchable because nobody can attack what they can't predict. You know everyone's moves before they make them. You hold strategic information that makes you valuable to allies and dangerous to enemies. Here's how it works. Instead of saying, "I'm working on the Johnson proposal this week, but I'm worried about the budget constraints and the tight deadline," you say, "I'm focusing on some client work this week. How are things going with your projects?" See the difference? You revealed nothing useful, but open space for them to reveal everything. Jennifer was constantly sabotaged by colleagues because she overshared about her challenges and plans. They used her information against her, scheduling conflicting meetings when she mentioned important calls, pitching similar ideas to clients after she shared her strategies. Using information vacuum, Jennifer became strategically opaque. When asked about her work, she'd say, "Making good progress on several fronts. What's keeping you busy?" Then she'd listen while others revealed their insecurities, deadlines, and strategies. Within 3 months, Jennifer knew exactly who was competing for the same promotion, what their weaknesses were, and how to position herself advantageously. Meanwhile, her colleagues had no idea what she was planning. The result? Jennifer got the promotion because she was the only candidate they couldn't find dirt on, and she had strategic information that made her indispensable. The Ghost Network. Sun Tzu discovered something most people miss. When you become strategically invisible, you start noticing others who operate the same way. This creates what he called the Ghost Network, invisible people who see and support each other. Ghost Network members recognize each other through subtle signals. They ask more questions than they answer. They remember details about you that others forget. They seem to know things before they become obvious. They're present in important moments but never demanding attention. They have influence without visible power.
When Jennifer mastered invisibility, she identified 3 other Ghost Network members in her company. Dr. Martinez in R&D. Never spoke in large meetings, but executives regularly sought his private opinion on major decisions. Sandra in HR. Appeared to be just processing paperwork, but she knew every political dynamic and could predict organizational changes months in advance. Robert in finance. Seemed like a quiet number cruncher, but he understood the real financial power structures and helped Ghost Network members position themselves advantageously. These 4 never met officially. They never discussed their alliance, but they began sharing information through casual conversations, supporting each other's initiatives quietly, and protecting each other from organizational predators. The Ghost Network became more powerful than any visible alliance because it operated without triggering competitive responses or political backlash. Here's what's beautiful. Ghost networks are invisible to predators. While visible people fight each other for scraps, Ghost Network members elevate each other strategically. The selective revelation. Sun Tzu's final mastery, the invisible person chooses exactly when and how to become visible for maximum impact. This isn't permanent hiding, it's controlling your visibility like a strategic weapon. The principle? Remain invisible until you have perfect positioning and timing, then reveal exactly as much brilliance as necessary to achieve your objective, then immediately return to invisibility. This creates massive psychological impact because it contrasts with your usual opacity. When the quiet person speaks, everyone listens because they know it must be important. Carlos spent 8 months invisible in a tech company, learning the real problems, understanding client needs, and developing solutions while everyone else fought for credit on surface-level work. When the CEO asked for innovation ideas, Carlos had gathered enough information to present a comprehensive solution that addressed problems others didn't even know existed. His presentation was so prepared and insightful that he was promoted to lead the entire innovation division. The key? Carlos revealed strength only when it could be immediately converted to advancement. He revealed knowledge only when others were ready to act on it. He revealed himself only when invisibility no longer served his objectives. Selective revelation works because most people either hide completely and get overlooked, or perform constantly and get targeted. Strategic visibility at perfect moments makes you seem almost supernaturally competent. The untouchable position. Here's what Sun Tzu understood about ultimate protection. When you've mastered invisibility, you become untouchable, not because people can't see you, but because attacking you would be career suicide for them. You achieve this by becoming the keeper of information, the solver of problems, the connector of people. You make yourself valuable to multiple power centers without threatening any of them directly. Elena navigated 5 years of corporate restructuring by becoming untouchable. During each political battle, she never took visible sides but privately supported whoever needed support, gathered information from all combatants and used it to prevent disasters, solved problems quietly before they became crises, connected the right people at the right times without taking credit. When executive heads rolled during restructuring, Elena was the only manager who not only survived, but got promoted because she had become valuable to everyone and threatening to no one. The untouchable position means you're too useful to eliminate, too invisible to target, and too well connected to attack safely. Your transformation protocol. Sun Tzu left a specific protocol for people ready to embrace strategic invisibility. Week 1, practice the mirror method with the person who sees you as a threat. Reflect everything back to them as questions or compliments. Notice how their aggression dissolves. Week 2, implement information vacuum. Share nothing strategic about yourself while gathering information from others through curious questions. Week 3, identify potential ghost network members. Look for others who ask more than they answer, who seem to know more than they reveal. Week 4, practice selective revelation. Choose one moment to reveal strategic competence, then immediately return to invisibility. Your old way, trying to prove your worth through visibility and performance. Your new way, demonstrating your value through strategic influence and results. The person who was threatened by you won't disappear, but they'll lose the ability to hurt you because you have become untargetable. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you stop trying to be seen, you finally get to see clearly. When you stop performing yourself, you start understanding everyone else's performance. When you stop being prey, you don't become predator, you become something more powerful, strategically invisible. The transformation begins with one simple shift. In your next interaction with the person who sees you as a threat, ask yourself, how can I become a mirror instead of a target? Your invisibility isn't hiding from your power. It's positioning your power where it can't be attacked. If this ancient warfare psychology awakened something dangerous in you, if you're ready to trade visibility for invincibility, drop this in the comments. I choose strategic invisibility. Your courage to embrace the shadows might teach another sensitive soul how to become untouchable.